straight talk. Let me take a look at what do you got. I'm moving to the speculation station a lot. Speculation station.
Welcome everyone out there in the world of World Town.
Literally everyone in the entire world will
Everyone's
welcome you.
Even the ghost of cloned Hitler is welcome
yeah,
here.
even you, though, you know...
Keep it a bit down to the side.
You're a bit of a dick, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're cloned Hitler, so you didn't actually do what actual Hitler did.
Okay, so the ghost of cloned Hitler aside, everyone else is pretty much welcome. Okay.
What about the ghost of actual Hitler?
What about Pol Pot? Let's not get into awful...
But no, I think Pol Pot's welcome, you know. He's welcome. It's just, we don't like you. I'm sorry.
Right, okay, but we're kind of quite welcoming people.
We welcome anyone,
now,
right?
What are we welcoming people to? This Speculation Station podcast.
So in the Speculation Station podcast, we do a very simple thing. We bring in a mystery object. This week it'll be Will bringing in a mystery object.
And Tom will speculate on it, and together we'll create a story. Isn't that amazing?
We'll literally make up a story out of our noggins.
A brand new story that will totally be unlike anything you've ever heard before.
It'll be incredibly derivative, maybe.
Okay.
You'll
I'm
enjoy it
thinking
anyway.
Jaws in space.
Right.
You're ready for the object.
I'm prepared.
Close your eyes.
Eyes clamped shut.
Put your hands away. Yeah, put your hands away. And here comes the object.
Oh, it's a hat.
Yeah, what kind of hat? By feeling it on your head?
Well, it's fedora-esque in shape.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a plasticky, almost...
Kind of hard.
Yeah, almost waterproof texture, very light material. Yeah. I don't want to squeeze it too much, but it's...
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me a guess on the type of hat.
It feels kind of like the texture of like one of those wicker summer hats.
Sure, okay.
I don't know what you call that.
Take it off, have a look.
Oh. It's a...
What we might call a cowboy hat, really.
A cowboy hat.
10-gallon hat.
It's kind of a 10...
Although
it's not
10-gallon
hats are much bigger.
No, much bigger.
Much taller at the top, right?
Yeah, kind of like a Stetson.
Stetson's much closer.
And this one actually is literally Stetson brand.
Oh, so it's literally a Stetson.
Yeah. If people show that to the camera if you can, see if that'll show up. No, the actual Stetson branding, which is upside down there, I think. Perfect.
Okay.
So, what does it make you think of? He's going to wear it for a
immediately
while.
it makes me think of ranching.
Sure, yeah.
The Old West, but actually, this particular kind of hat doesn't make me think of the Old West.
Right.
Because the Old West ones are much dirty and grimy.
And people didn't really wear those. They wore bowler hats, didn't they?
They wore bowler hats, and they wore less fedora-y ones, and more just a straight-up, simple, tatty hat.
Yes.
That wasn't... This kind of thing's much more modern. Kind of makes me... I say, it makes me think of ranchers.
Yeah.
Out in the old American... particularly... it makes me think of old money in America.
Yeah.
Very much
yeah,
so,
right.
The oil barons and that kind of thing. So dynasty and shit like that.
Yes. Well, that's very fitting because, you know, I got it in the land of oil dynasties. Got it in Texas, of course.
Well, of course, it does.
Yes.
It does make you think of Texas.
Yes.
Or Mississippi.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Ain't getting rid of all those consonants, so you are.
Yeah, well, I ever hear you say in Mississippi.
I was travelling down to Mississippi on a
We're
steamboat.
culturally appropriating Mississippi accents.
We love cultural appropriation. We should call this the cultural appropriation podcast.
There's quite a lot of it.
So you think of
Definitely
dynasties, oil barons, kind of old Western wealth,
sort of American money, and definitely corruption. It makes me think of that sort of sense of corrupt wealth in America.
So let's kind of think about maybe a story involving the new Wild West of, you know, oil, tech, and money in, you know, the South, places like Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. You know,
I like New Mexico. Like
what became of the people who were the Wild West cowboys? What are they now? They're all these big businessmen and tycoons, right?
Or they're just fucked and poor.
Right, let's take a look at these people.
So let's talk about the strata of wealth
in the modern West and South of the US.
Yeah, I like the Southwest.
Okay, so it's kind of a kind of dynasty drama.
But modern.
Modern dynasty drama, yeah, kind of soap opera-esque.
Okay, let's take the soap opera angle. I enjoy that.
Love that.
I think that makes it a little bit different to what we usually
fantastic.
do. Yes,
okay, a dynasty-led, well, dynasty
drama.
was a soap
Let's make
opera.
it a drama, sort of like, imagine it's like a unique 10-part TV drama, right?
Okay, love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
with soap opera element.
Yeah.
Which was essentially what Dallas was.
Dallas or Dynasty, all of those are the same.
Yeah, well, Dallas is considered more drama than Dynasty was. Dynasty was very soap opera-y.
Yeah.
As was Dallas, but it had a lot of drama too. Okay. Who would be a protagonist in this world?
Maybe a kid due to inherit
Oh, a young
a
person.
fortune.
Yeah.
It could be a girl or a boy, doesn't really matter.
I think boy's more interesting because of the
expectation.
the expectation of masculinity in this world. Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe it's a very unmasculine man,
Yeah, okay.
right? And not necessarily in the he's effeminate sense, in the sense that doesn't really care about the money, doesn't really...
He's more modern and progressive, right?
Yeah.
Maybe attended university in the weird city of Austin.
Yeah,
you know.
of course, yeah. And I don't know whether it's simple as modern and progressive. I think it could be much... Maybe it's the classic, just doesn't give a shit about...
Just totally rejecting
rebel,
of...
a proper rebel.
Oh, a rebel against the status quo of like the family.
I mean, you could go so far to say this person's like... You could go so far to say this person's turned into a kind of... A bit of a psycho, like, we need to get rid of money, sort of Marxist type.
Oh,
You know,
interesting.
like, against his father's money.
I'd almost insist on him being called Buck as a first name, because you're bucking the trend, but also Buck is a
Okay,
great...
but he doesn't call himself Buck.
Oh, lovely.
Right, only his dad calls him Buck, right?
Okay, well, we may use initials like B something, so what's the surname?
Okay.
Stringfellow.
No, that just makes me think of Stringfellow's Club in London.
Right.
Yeah, I'd like... Terragram.
Terragram!
Buck.
It needs to be a little more earthy.
Yes. Tungsten.
Buck Tungsten.
Tufston.
Tufston. I like somethingston or teaston, but not tough or tung.
Yeah. Tetston.
Totston, Tutston. Something, it needs to be a little harder, a bit more aggressive,
Texton.
right? Ruckston. Buck Ruckston.
Buck Ruckston. There
Yeah.
it is. Buck Ruckston.
Yeah.
Okay, Buck Ruckston and his
Kind of
father.
a black sheep of black sheep, right? Family black sheep, rejecting the family traditions.
Father's like.
You trying to think of a name or who he is, or what person he is?
Yeah, like.
Probably quite easy to think of what person he is.
Cavago.
Cavago, I like that because they often have really old
Ruckston,
Eastern
yeah.
European names out there.
Cavago Ruckston. Cavago J. Ruckston.
That's made it perfect.
And
Yeah.
this has got to be Buck C. Ruckston.
Buck C. Ruckston.
Because he's obviously got his father's name,
Love
right? As
that.
his second name, right?
Oh, I see. Yes, Cavago. Yeah, Cavago.
He didn't go so far as Junior.
Yeah,
You know,
or the third. Yeah. Okay. What kind of quest, adventure, or conflict is this person thrust into? What might be happening to the family?
Maybe the father's died.
Or dying?
Yeah, dying doesn't matter.
The vultures are gathering.
Yes, the children gather around,
Yeah.
right? But and all the others want the money, and he doesn't. Buck doesn't want the money, so because Buck thinks he's better than the money, right?
Well, he knows where the money came from, and he doesn't like it.
He doesn't want it. Okay, but maybe he needs to work out. He needs to take the money and use it for what he believes in. You know that.
That's interesting.
So it's a little bit more than just money bad. Right?
Yeah, as much as, money bad, this family's money bad, but maybe I can make money good.
I can turn it to good, yeah.
Okay.
So how did the Ruckston family make their fortunes?
Okay. Oil is an obvious one, but it might not just be oil.
Oil money to start with, that's one source.
Yeah. Maybe there's an implication that their family fled Nazi Germany with, like, paintings and Nazi gold.
Oh, so, yeah, they fled Germany
after the fall of the Nazis, right?
with Nazi gold.
Maybe their surname was like Ruckstein, and they changed it to Ruckston.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, formerly Ruckstein.
Just like Drumpf.
Yes, of course. The Ruckstein of the Boston Rucksteins.
The New Mexico Rucksteins.
The New Mexico Rucksteins. Okay, so, and how old is is Caravaggio dying at his time?
Good question. Yeah, after a long life and essentially a satisfying life for him, it's his time to go. He's on his deathbed, and even in dying, he's doing it in his own way. You know, it's his own choice to die. It's like, okay, I think today I shall die.
I feel like he's got a big gravelly voice. This
Yeah.
guy. Even though he's dying, So
Maybe he's scheduled it. Like, make sure all the family's here on Tuesday because that's when I'm going to go.
who's the fucking guy?
What are you trying to think
I
of?
was just trying to think of an actor, but he played
David Warner.
No, He played the president in another Hunger Games. What the hell's he called?
Oh, Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland, I feel like, could play Caravaggio.
An American David Warner, really.
He's the American David Warner,
Not
right?
Caravaggio, just Cavargo.
Cavargo, yeah, because they pronounce it literally.
Yeah.
Cavargo J. Ruckstein.
Tuesday's my day.
Played by Donald Sutherland.
I'll leave this earthly plane on Tuesday, I think.
I guess... Okay, we can't get David Warner in, so we'll take Donald Sutherland.
Who is fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. And he wants Buck to take his... But he's disappointed in Buck, right?
Is Buck like the firstborn?
Buck's the firstborn.
So all that onus is on him, right? But he doesn't
Obviously
want it.
the Buck... So
What does Buck want?
Maybe Buck doesn't know, right?
So why would he want the money then if he doesn't
Maybe he
know?
doesn't want... My point is, he doesn't want the money.
Yeah.
He thinks he's better than it. Right, he thinks...
So what drives him to knowing that he has to get that money off the others then? Stop
at
them
the
getting
end,
it.
because maybe at the beginning he's like, I don't want the money, and his dad is forcing it. There's the conflict. His dad is saying, no, you're getting the money.
Yeah. You're the
But
first
every
son.
other, all his other siblings want the money.
Yeah.
All of them. Every man jack of them, or whatever you say.
Yeah. Whatever the Southerners
Every
would
man
say.
/ woman jack of them.
And maybe that drives their even further resentment of him. So not only is he due to get the money, but he doesn't even want it. So why can't they fucking have it?
Yeah.
Right?
So let's talk about the brothers and sisters.
I think one of those siblings has to be a specific antagonist, right?
Yeah, clearly.
I think a scheming sister, perhaps.
Obviously the scheming sister. So I feel like there's got to be like 2 or 3 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay, one other brother,
So
yeah.
there's quite a lot of kids, is what my point is. So who's the scheming sister?
Charlotta.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's horrible, right? Yeah, Charlotta.
Sister. Just say Charlotte. Okay.
Well, there you go. People love to do stupid things with names.
Charlotta
Ruckston.
Yeah, we know. We don't.
Was she married though? Should have married away from the family.
We'll worry about that in a minute.
Okay, sure.
So let's just get them down.
She's called Lotta.
Yeah, obviously.
Lotta.
Lotta.
Lot of fun.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm getting unpleasant.
I don't know about that.
So scheming sister. So let's talk about another sibling. Who else?
Okay. They love their crazy, unpredictable names in that part of the world, especially for dynasties. So, like,
so I'd say she's the second oldest.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So who's the third? Who's the third oldest?
Another sister or another brother?
I think that the possible youngest one should be a sister. I don't know why.
That's what you feel, gut instinct. Yeah. So the other one's unless the other brother is the next one, and it's something like Catrick. Catrick Ruckston, yeah.
Catrick, okay, yeah. What's his shtick? Is he the playboy?
I reckon he's actually quite not simple-minded, but simple-lifed, where he actually, because the family has a big ranch.
Oh, it's a simple
ranch.
ranch.
He runs the ranch.
Yeah, runs the family ranch.
For all the family's business, holdings and oil and stuff, he doesn't care. He just runs that ranch.
Yeah, so okay, so he just wants his father's respect and never gets it.
Yeah.
Okay, wants father's respect.
We are verging on Dallas territory, but that's okay.
Well, that's fine.
I said this story we told the audience this story would be totally original with nothing derivative. Well, I thought
like all stories.
So when does it become Space Jaws? That's what I want to know.
Soon. Okay. Sharknado. I mean, it's not derivative. I don't know what it is, but it's not derivative.
Okay, and then the last sister.
No, we still need another younger brother.
I thought there was only one brother.
No, there's 2 brothers. Oh, no, I see, because there's Buck.
One other brother and then maybe 2 more sisters, right?
Yeah, 1 or 2 more sisters.
Let's just say 1 more, keep it simple.
Young sister. So this is the
youngest child, younger sister. Ella or Ellie.
Ella's interesting. I think
Bella, Belle.
Belle.
Ellie Bell, so, double barrel first name. Lou Bell.
So Elizabeth.
Liza Bell.
Elizabeth
Bell Ruckston.
It was just stupid because obviously Belle is short for Elizabeth. Oh no, it's Belle's a different thing.
No, Isabel.
Yeah, so she's known as Ella Bella.
Ella Bella, that's fantastic. Yeah, her siblings say, hey, Ellie Belly. Ellie Belly.
Ellie Bella, yeah, anything like that. Okay, so what's her shtick? Does she want the money?
No, I think she's also quite separate from the family, but from a different direction from our.
Because she's probably got the least attention of all of them.
Yeah.
knowing the structure of these hierarchical families.
She kind of stays out of it. The whole thing is pointless. She might be a mild ally to old what's his face, Buck.
Yeah, mild ally. I like that. So, but just doesn't want any involvement. They're probably not into.
Yeah, she supports him more than the other siblings. But she's got to provide something else in that story, right?
I'm just trying to think. What's her job? How does she live? I think the scheming sister just is a socialite. So the scheming one, Charlotta, is a socialite.
Yeah, so kind of a southern.
So I think this person maybe either went to university, has a job.
She's a lawyer. She's got a law
I like
degree.
Lawyer. Yeah, that's good.
She wanted to live in a fairer world than the one she grew up in, right?
Yeah.
So that would give her reason to become.
So
more
what kind of law? So is she doing because it's like
financial law, corporate law? Because she grew up in a world where her father, the great Caravaggio.
For small companies,
Caravaggio.
maybe.
Yeah, exactly. She grew up in a world where her father and his big company would always destroy the tiny underdog.
Yeah, so
she fights for them now.
She does pro bono work.
That's great. Pro bono work for small companies, fighting bigger companies.
Yeah.
So she can become quite instrumental.
So she actually a good point with her then. She wants some of the money to go to foundations and to support people.
That's good. It gives them more of a stake in the plot.
Yeah. So she wants the money for Charlotta wants the money for flagrantly selfish, entirely selfish reasons. No other reason. Catrick, I assume he wants the money to some extent he just wants to be left alone to deal with the farm.
Yeah.
Bella wants the money to sort of, help with some foundation, charitable foundations. Why does Buck doesn't want the money? Because Buck is kind of a rebel.
Yes.
And thinks he's better than the money.
So take a quick breathing break from my inhaler.
Yeah, because you have a disease called asthma.
It's a disease. Is it a disease or is it a condition?
You have a disease and a condition called asthma.
Called being Will.
A serious disease, which, concerns me a great deal. And makes me very worried about the people around me.
You can't make me laugh when I'm trying to take my name.
Anyway.
Okay, I'm back in the fold. I'm back breathing again. What were you saying about Buck? We still haven't really figured out what he's trying to do with himself.
Yeah, that's what's confusing me is what... Because we said, sort of, why doesn't he want the money?
What's his goal and what's standing in the way of that goal?
I'm getting
the
fact that maybe, like a lot of rich kids of rich families have no direction.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they've had no challenge or struggle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So maybe it's not the sense he's a university Marxist type. Maybe it's the sense he's just a fucking loser. Right? But not in a complete loser
just
way.
Kind of a rudderless directionless guy.
Yeah, maybe he's got his own band, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But doesn't want the money because, it's uncool, we got to go, we're better than that,
Yeah,
and all his bandmates are like, hey, why don't you just get us a new guitar with the money,
Yes.
Yeah, but he's just like, no.
He wants to be more woke, right?
Yeah, either woke, or I was going for more like pure art, that's kind of like, no, we're proper artists, man. We've got to do it ourselves.
He feels like a struggling artist.
Yeah, he wants to feel like a struggling artist. So yeah, let's say, what part does he play in the band?
Good call.
Is he the singer or is he the drummer?
I think he's a singer. He's the hero of the story, and the singer is the hero of the band, really, isn't it?
All other members of the band, by the way, according to Will, are losers and unimportant.
Especially the bassist.
Well, yes, we all know that. So.
He kind of need to figure out what the band plays and what their name is, 'cause that's a fun thing, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, what kind
Skiffle, bluegrass blues, or something way more?
Oh, it's got to be
like prog acid jazz rock.
Yeah, I like
prog jazz metal.
Prog jazz with metal elements. That's
metal undertones.
Yes, that's how he describes it.
Yes.
Metal.
He's really proud of that. Yeah,
undertones.
And they're called. What are they called? The Southern somethings.
Okay. Oh no, I think it's the, something like the
Civil Warriors.
The Civil Warriors. I think we did an adjective, so like the
something Civil Warriors, or just without a just something Civil Warriors.
The ha-ha Civil Warriors, or the something stupid that he just adds for it for sort of like artsy flavour.
Okay. Interdimensional Civil Warriors.
No, that's ridiculous.
Lost Civil Warriors.
Like we were going with that, like the far away Civil Warriors, the underground Civil Warriors,
the
forgotten Civil Warriors, the
forlorn.
I like the as well. The something Civil Warriors, the
Civil Warriors.
The silky Civil Warriors.
Silky's interesting because it's quite more abstract. Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to get a bit about.
Silken.
The silken
civil warriors. Got it.
not quite. Civil. What's a word for silken civil soldiers?
Well, warrior was like civil war, civil warrior. Do you get my meaning?
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
But sir does work. Silken civil soldiers.
Civil soldiers.
Do it. It's our story. We'll do whatever the fuck we want.
Fuck y'all.
Specifically y'all right there.
Yeah, because we're in the South, y'all.
Oh,
I
come
don't
on,
know who
y'all.
talks like this. So, okay. Bug, I got the feeling the Bug does kind of talk in this way.
It's mighty hot outside
So maybe
today.
not quite like as old as this, but he's a little bit... You know, he's not like your classic Texan.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that kind of like, oh, sorry, did you say something to me? I wasn't paying attention because I was thinking about a tune in my head.
My band are playing a concert tomorrow night.
And it's like, we don't play songs, we play experiences.
He's got that molasses in his voice, right?
That's right.
Okay.
He's like smooth, and he's always a little bit out there. I don't need money. I need... something new in my life.
Yes. He's got that southern ennui,
Yeah,
right?
southern ennui. There we go, yeah.
Now, you mentioned he doesn't call himself Buck. What does he call himself?
BC.
Yeah, BC. Yeah, or
As in,
BR.
as in before Christ.
Yeah, before Christ there was me.
So he's super pretentious.
Lovely.
So
Super
he calls
pretentious.
himself BC.
Yeah.
But his family call him Buck and he hates it.
Yeah. Buckled.
Yeah.
Full name. What's Buck short for? Buckules.
Buckules. I quite like Buckules.
Buckules, Carvago, Ruckston, you get back here now, you hear?
We need a mother, a matriarch.
Yeah. I think she's gone to pot, you know. All the family troubles, she's kind of taken more and more, you know, pills to get away from it like they love to do in America.
Oh, because she doesn't love her husband, obviously.
Yeah, he's a fucking ruthless bastard. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. And she's sleeping with one of the servants, or, you know, most likely.
Cataline.
Yeah. And what was her maiden name, out of interest? Did she come from old money as well?
Probably, otherwise
Yeah.
Carvago wouldn't have married her. Carvago, sorry. Cataline.
How about we just, like, go, like,
What are you going with there?
like
What
a stone fella.
Stone fella. Love it. Yeah,
I see where I'm
right.
going, right?
Yeah. I came from a long line of stone fellas. I'm married into that damn Ruckston family.
Her daddy's far richer
My
than the
daddy.
Ruckstons ever were.
Yeah,
you know?
my dad is richer than y'all want me.
So, yeah, which is the matriarch.
Lovely. Probably a bit disinterested matriarch, perhaps.
Oh, yeah, so what did we say? Pilled up.
Pilled up, disinterested, unfocused, wishy-washy.
Yeah, wishy-washy.
But one day you gotta make a right man of yourself.
Okay, wunderbar. Okay, so let's get into the actual... So, the family is gathered.
Yes.
Where?
At the big ranch.
Yeah.
In...
The deathbed room?
No, Carvago's big study.
Okay,
Dark
yeah.
wood panel
but
study.
he's wheeled in a wheelchair, right?
That's it, yes, yeah, with his IV drips and his...
Like his
air
nurse
pump.
who bows out and don't say anything, of course,
Absolutely.
because they're twats.
But she's obviously beautiful. I gotta have myself a beautiful southern nurse lady.
Yeah, oh god, he's pretty creepy with her.
Oh, absolutely,
And probably
yeah.
pays her for sex, I imagine.
Of course, yeah,
Yeah.
change my adult diaper. You like that one, didn't you?
Yeah, my adult diaper. Change my man diaper.
My miper.
Yes.
My man nappy.
But he's not, no, he's more standard
Woman,
Texan.
I need cleaning.
Do it like this, huh? You gotta do it like this, y'all.
Y'all.
Y'all. Now I say Texas. Texas cultural appropriation is happening here. And you hear me? You hear me, y'all? That's how we talk.
You're probably your dad called. They're gonna come by with some guns and they'll shoot y'all.
And then we drink some beer. That's what we do.
Some light beer though. Taste of. Well, I won't go into that.
I'm sure Texan beer is of the highest
Oh,
quality.
actually, Texan beer's not bad. They've got a lot of good Texan beers and Texan vodka. Tito's vodka, fantastic. Shout out to Tito's.
Not a sponsor of this podcast.
Also, if you're out there, Topo Chico, the water. My wife loves that. Send me vodka. Send my wife sparkling water. Go on.
So set me the scene.
Okay, so
He's wheeled in on the wheelchair. This old
and it's
family's around.
outside. It's a sizzling hot day. The grasshoppers, cicadas are chirping and crouching as they do. Inside this dark wood-panelled room with the family lawyer with his steepled fingers and his furrowed brow. right? And he's got to lock horns with, what was her name? Ellabella, right? The lawyer of the family.
Of course.
Because obviously she's a lawyer, so she knows what's going on. She kind of wants her own agenda. The last two people to come in, the distant pilled up mother who just, maybe she's led in by a ranch hand who sits her down.
Yes, and Catrick who just doesn't care.
Yes, Catrick. And then Cavago is wheeled in on his bed and the whole room goes deathly silent.
Because, no one dare speak when he's around.
Yeah. Or because he's about to die.
And I think the first thing he does is he, Buck? Is my Buck there?
That's it.
Buck! I want to slap Buck's shoulder. He's my man!
One last time, boy, bring me your shoulder.
And obviously Buck hates this, and he's in his sort of slightly gothy metal gear, he's in his band gear, wearing his nose rings and everything, so he's not dressed up for the occasion at all.
Okay, I like that, yeah.
Completely to the point where he's probably, he probably wears like makeup and everything, he's super pretentious, of his type.
I like that, so different from, the normal culture.
It just doesn't fit in at all, yeah.
We just quickly need a name for the lawyer.
Oh, right.
I think it's something like Crashford Banks.
Crashford.
Maybe not Banks.
I like Jameson or something like that.
Crashford B. Jameson Banks.
Crashford. Good first name, Crashford B. Jameson
Banks. You got enough names there for
Let's
yourself,
just make
boy.
it Banksy, because fuck Banksy.
Oh, fuck Banksy. If you like Banksy's art, stop listening to the podcast.
But seriously, if you like Banksy's art, please explain why you like it and put it in a comment on YouTube.
What do we call Banksy? Wanksy. Because he's wank. But enough about that.
Right?
I call him Wanksy because I hate it's so wankily pretentious.
It's very
that
pretentious.
shit. We won't get into Banksy right now. It's another discussion.
BC or Buck is that pretentious.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he likes British street artists.
Of course he
From
does.
halfway around the world. Yeah.
He thinks people in Britain are sophisticated.
That's it. Yes, yeah.
We're not.
We are, but we're also terribly filthy. We're filthy sophisticates.
Anyway, enough of Britain. Okay, so there's this. So what happens? What does the patriarch say? What's his? What does
Everybody
Calvado
shut
say?
up. You listen to my lawyer Crashford. He gonna tell you everything you need to know about what's gonna happen next. You hear?
And so the lawyer's probably just a standard New York type.
He's come over to the south, yes.
Yeah, it's just like, yes, I'm the best lawyer. And
Your father has decreed.
yeah, your father's decreed that all the money, every single time, will go to Buck C. Ruckston, his son and named heir.
Firstborn son.
The rest of you will get absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to hear no tears, you hear? Daddy's made his decision.
And then there's a whole eruption.
Yeah.
And Buck's, and B says, and Buck's like, I'm not Buck!
I'm BC.
I'm BC, don't call me Buck. I don't want your money. Let the family have it.
Maybe he tries to put on a British accent all the time.
Oh, no.
So his emotional reaction is in his proper accent. I don't want none of that money. And then he's like, oh, wait. I don't want any of your money. I'm playing my band. Kind of speak British
That's
English.
Weird transatlantic.
That's it, yeah.
Horrible accent, yeah.
What launches the journey? Something he has to launch a journey for him. Some kind of story that he has to go on, right?
Yeah. So I feel like.
What does he want? What
I think
against it?
the story's launched in this because then after this scene. After the father's wheeled out, there's a huge argument erupts between the family. What's the conflict?
Well, there you go.
The scheming sister wants the money, right?
What was her name?
Charlotta or
Lotta.
Lotta. She wants the money, so she's the antagonist, really.
Yeah.
She's going to scheme. She's basically she has an immediate scene with him right after saying, why don't we just agree that you give me the money, like that, and why? What would Buck's response be to that, other than because he doesn't want the money?
Yeah, so why wouldn't he just give it away? Because he hates her.
That's
What would she use it for?
Yeah, that's a point. And he's like, "What are you going to use it for?"
I mean, what are you going to use it for?
He said britishly.
Yes. hello, I'm British.
Yeah, that's actually too British.
That's Somerset, isn't it? Yeah.
You go a little
Very
too
hard to
far.
do American British, which comes out like Australian.
Yeah.
All right, I'm British, like Dick
So
Van
you
Dyke.
sort of do it. So you're like this. So you're having a British
That's
accent.
too good again. Yeah.
I know. But it's very difficult
Mary
to
Poppins. Looks alive me.
Yeah,
Right.
it's impossible to do.
Okay.
Anyway, so
I still feel a bit unclear in terms of what he wants and why he can't have it. We know what he doesn't want. He doesn't want the money. What does he want? Does he want his family to go away? Does he want his family to be happy and he can't get that?
doesn't want to be a member of the
He
family.
doesn't even want to be a member of the family, right?
So he wants to escape, but his father's insisting he gets it, right?
Yeah.
So his sister's saying, is there any way you can you have to go and convince your dad to give me the money? And he's like, yeah, I agree. How are we going to convince dad to change the will? Right?
That's the kind of the mission he goes on, is trying to find out how he can give his sister the money instead, right?
Yeah. Immediately, until he works out later that she's...
She can't have it, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting one, okay.
So it's a bit of a twist. So he doesn't want it, he just wants to play with his band, and you could even have it, so after this event, he goes around and hangs with his bandmates, and they're like,
why can't we have the money?
why can't we have the fucking money? We could be an amazingly, successful
We could
band.
buy ourselves a record career, right?
Yeah, effectively, yeah. We could buy ourselves, awesome arenas to do stuff.
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
And promotion and all sorts.
Buy ourselves a jumbo jet to tour the world in.
Why wouldn't we do that?
Yeah.
And then he's like, no,
I've got my principles.
we're going to do this properly.
Do I sound English yet?
I'm the artist BC Ruckston.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't need to call himself Ruckston, just BC, the artist BC.
The artist BC. He
Yeah.
calls himself the artist BC, yes. Of
Or
course.
BC the artist,
And
yeah.
his band, what was his band called? Crap.
Oh, the Silken Civil Soldiers.
Yeah, the Silken Civil Soldiers. And they're all, gothy, metally kind of.
Jazzy,
Yeah.
countercultures.
Yeah, so it's a whole mixture of all the possible countercultures.
Okay.
They're all in his band and represented in his band, all the countercultures
I
possible.
feel like there needs to be a really coherent, simple story for him to follow. Where does he go? What does he do and why?
Okay, so he's trying to get his dad to give up the money. So what's his first
Well,
step?
his dad's about to die. His dad will die in the next day or two. It's more of the legal problem of, how does he give it away, or how does he...
But here's the point. He doesn't just inherit the money. He inherits the family business.
Mm-hmm.
He inherits the responsibility that he does not want.
Oh, so now he's in charge of a family, a ranch, a business that he doesn't want.
So his job then is to go to his father and beg that he doesn't want the money. He doesn't want the responsibility. He doesn't want to run the family business.
Maybe the father's will stipulates that the ranch, all the businesses will be sold if Buck doesn't take them on himself. So as much as Buck wants to leave the family, he knows if he does, the family will be left high and dry. No more possessions, no more assets. The ranch is gone. And this is
They'll be
childhood
sold and
home.
given to charity or something
Yeah,
random.
or just sold to the lowest bidder. Yeah, right.
Because he doesn't care. Either Buck continues my legacy or my legacy is done.
Yeah, and you're all homeless essentially.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
your trust funds are gone.
So yeah.
So he's a reluctant, business owner / ranch operator / family
Yeah.
patriarch now.
I don't think that the father dies immediately. I think we've got a
Okay.
bit of time on that. Maybe.
Okay. Stays around to criticise and.
I think basically because the first thing he's got to do is go to his father and ask for a chain, right? So, how does this conversation roughly go? So he goes to his father and he says, "I don't need the money. You should give the money to Lotta. You should give the business to Lotta, or maybe you should give the ranch to Catrick."
The money's a Lotta and the businesses to Ellabella.
Yeah, exactly. That Ellabella.
Yeah, well, she's a business lawyer. She knows what's up.
Yeah, so I don't want this responsibility. You should give it to somebody else. And he says, "No, you're my son. You'll be running the business just like I did and just like my grandpappy did.
You may not know it, boy, but this is in your blood.
Yeah, this is your business. Yeah, blah blah blah." So, what? And how does the father figure make his point very clear at this point?
Something to do with the mother, right? Because the mother's all pilled up and in her own world, and he basically maybe suggests that if you don't do this and I have to shut everything down, your mother's gonna waste away and die, right? No more money for pills, no more safe haven to be taken care in.
No, you need to be a Ruckston. You need to be my Buck.
Yeah.
Otherwise the family's dead.
Literally, in the case of your mother,
Yeah.
I'll happily sacrifice my wife and your mother for the sake of you becoming a
Which
man.
is insane.
Well, it's southern masculinity, yeah. Okay, I like that then. What happens?
What do you mean?
What happens next? What goes on to make this a story, a quest, a journey?
So he's already started the story. He's trying to give up the money.
Okay, but does he, there's scenes where he's trying to run the businesses, he has to meet with the ranch
I think
hand.
you're rushing way far ahead.
Okay.
I think this is much smaller.
Well, we're still like at the very beginning of the story, that's why I
think
want to
this is quite a small story.
Okay.
I think it should
like a
be...
short story.
Yeah, well, I don't know about
A
that.
novella.
But I don't think we need to sort of stretch it.
It's not a big, far-reaching story.
I think it's a movie. It's not I think, other than what we said at the beginning, it's not this 10-part series or anything like that. So it's about I think it's just simply about how does he get what he wants.
And how does he interact with the other family members?
Yeah, so
good
what starts
drama.
happening now is we need this more antagonising force of Charlotta to start...
That's true.
To start taking... So what does she do with just before the father died? Does she kill the father and change the world?
Or is she now realising that the one she needs to manipulate is Buck? She probably spent her life trying to manipulate her father into getting what she wants. Dad's out of the way, he's about to die. Buck's the one with all the power.
Okay, so how does she do that?
Okay. Good question.
Give me, when
she starts scheming. Classic drama, classic soap opera dynasty shit,
Give me some examples of what she might do.
So, what's her end game then? How would she best achieve what she wants, which is that the money becomes hers?
The money and the businesses and everything becomes hers.
So she's the second born, so if she literally gets rid of Buck, she gets everything.
Oh, so she just sort of says, okay, he's an idiot. Dad won't give me the money.
Yeah.
He can't get rid of the money, so she just tries to kill him.
Exactly, that's a good way of doing it, killing him.
Simple. Straight up. So on this first night, just before Dad dies, so Dad maybe dies tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just before Dad dies, how does she try and kill BC or Buck?
Okay, so he probably goes out to blow off some steam with his band, right? And after like one of their late night band rehearsals, they go to the local dive bar for a couple of drinks and some smokes, and she hires some local muscle to go and beat him up. Maybe some guys who never moved on after high school. They're the high school jocks, they never went to college, so they're just still there. So they still think they're all that and then some. And she hires them to beat him up and then hopefully put him in a coma or even kill him, right?
Or maybe not necessarily kill him right away. It's beat him up and
maybe give him the idea that because this isn't for me and I'm going to run away from my problems, right? Okay.
And maybe what I'm saying is as well, on the same night she finishes off the father.
She kills him.
Yeah, she kills him and maybe, and the will vanishes, right?
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so she's trying to change it, find a way to change it.
I like that, yeah.
Right.
But for now, she has to go with plan A, which is kill him.
Yeah.
Get rid of Daddy and then
Get
kill
rid of Daddy
Buck.
so she can change the will, right?
Yeah,
Without any... Daddy in his last words said, I should take the money, right? So they wake up the next morning after he's been beaten up and basically said, you shouldn't have all this money, Buck and your stupid band.
Yeah.
You guys shouldn't have this money, and they're like, what, why do you care about this? Who sent these people after me? And then the next morning they all wake up, and Dad is brutally, horrifically murdered,
Why would you need to do it brutally? Just fucking hold a pillow over his face, leave gone.
Oh God, yeah. So he's found dead the next.
Poison his bourbon.
Yes, and the will's gone missing, right? And thus and BC's the last to wake up, and so Charlotta blames Buck for them. Says maybe Buck got rid of him quickly. Okay, so he could get all the money.
Yeah.
So she's scheming in the sense.
Yeah, trying to manipulate the environment around it.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I think we need to bring in the other family members to make it a real, family drama as well.
Okay, so that's what. So the actual death of the father has happened. It's suspicious. There's a missing will. How do all these family members react? So how does we'll start with Kathleen, the matriarch. What's her reaction to her husband dying?
I think she has a moment of surprising clarity amongst her, drug-addled, mindset.
And sell some home truths.
But only to Buck privately, yeah.
So like what?
You gotta listen to me, Buck. Now your daddy's gone. It's up to you. I know that you don't want this life, but it's part of you.
I'm sure, I know the wheel's gone missing, but we sure find it soon.
Yeah. You're the only one I can trust to do this right. Your brothers and sisters ain't got nothing.
Yeah, and then like this, and then so let's. So what about Catrick's reaction, the rancher?
So I think that he kind of almost doesn't affect his day-to-day. For him, the day-to-day is the ranch. Horses, cattle, wrangling, numbers, blah, 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 blah. And I think maybe Buck comes to him and says, look, you're already running the ranch. Why not run the business as well? Do you want what I've got? And Catrick's like, no. I like running the ranch, and that's all I need in my life. He's a very simple man. He knows what he wants, knows what he's like. So he kind of keeps on the straight and narrow.
Is he worried about the will, the missing will?
Only as far as it jeopardizes the ranch. Mm-hmm. If the ranch disappears, because
so maybe that's what sort of gets his goat up at this point.
I like that. Yes.
So he's just like, what's happening to the ranch?
Yeah.
The will's gone missing. What's happening to the ranch?
That's all he cares about. Very single-minded.
So Ella Bella, why is she worried? How does she react to the death of the father?
That's interesting. I think the actual emotional reaction is nil. She doesn't feel. Hence the reason she became a lawyer, because she was so disgusted with the way her father did business that she wanted to help other people, the kind of people that would be victimized by men like her
maybe
father.
She says very little, right?
Yeah.
And she's then suspected for having control of it, and so. And Charlotte's accusing everybody.
Yes, because Ella Bella would want to kill him because she hated him. She hated his principles. Thought he was an evil man and wanted to destroy his business.
Yeah, and then or Buck wanted to kill him because Buck wanted the money now. He didn't want to wait.
Buck resented Daddy, telling him what to do. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe it was Catrick because he thought Daddy couldn't ranch properly.
Yeah, something like that.
Just
or maybe it was Mummy who was tired of his abuse.
Yeah, and wanted to have sex with her fucking.
Definitely wasn't
on the
me,
side.
though.
Yeah, definitely wasn't me who killed him.
Nice old Catalina. What's she called?
Charlotte.
Oh.
Or just Lotte.
Awful name, awful person.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the fallout from this?
For
Buck, for BC.
PC. So I feel like there's got to be a confrontation between Buck and the sister, where she's like, "What have you done with the will?" Right in front of the whole family, and it's like, "I haven't done anything with the will." Like, and she's like, "Okay, maybe. Well, how about we draw up a new will?" And so they basically come together in the family, like, "What the fuck are we gonna do? There's no will.
Yeah.
Will's been destroyed. We've got to keep this hush hush because we don't want anyone to know." So she's like, "Ella, you've got to draw up a new will." Right?
Oh, well, interesting. But to conflict with that,
yes,
Crashford, the father's, the family lawyer,
he's from New York.
Kind of calls to the ranch. He's like, I know what's going on here. No, he's East Coast, so he's got a normal accent.
So he talks more like this, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was thinking, like Lloyd Grossman again.
Well, a little Lloyd Grossman, a little bit of.
Yes, your father instructed me to kind of oversee. So
his head's always cocked to one side.
He's saying like, you cannot change it. If you change it, I will enact your father's wishes and destroy everything.
Yeah,
the ranch.
But we need to find. But he's also the point. I think for the pressure, we need to find the original will.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
for the high pressure, and for the sense of your father basically wrote in that if Buck doesn't get the money, then all the assets are frozen.
I like that. Yeah,
so all the money, all of you will lose the money if this will isn't found, and so this sends the scheming sister to insane levels of. Yes.
Now what does she do? Yeah.
So almost maybe she's forcing Buck to say, "You should take the money and get this over with, and then give me all the fucking money, sign it all over to me."
Okay.
You say. So maybe she's in the sense of, "Ella, you just gotta write a goddamn will, make it look real."
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I reckon Ella's the saviour in the end. She's the one who comes to Buck and says, I've maybe found a loophole, or here's what we can do.
Okay, so I think what has to happen now, there has to be sort of a little time of sort of scheming between the family, a little passage of time, right, where they all kind of try and go back to their normal lives while this is going on.
Like that, yeah.
But there's this whole idea of, this, how are they going to find the will? How are they going to replace? And then somebody else is killed in the family, right? Or something else, or some other crime occurs in the family that deepens it, obviously, with Lotta behind it.
Of course, she's a bitch.
So maybe the mother figure is murdered is the obvious one, or is it Catrick because he has the ranch?
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has the ranch. How, and he's why? How is he killed, and why is he killed? Why?
So I was thinking why is because, maybe he has a wife who has grand designs on what their life could be, and she's saying, like, Buck's offering you the whole thing, the ranch, the businesses, the money, the inheritance. You should take that. So the reason he's killed is maybe Lotta is worried that his wife is getting through to him, and he's thinking, okay, maybe I should take.
So maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Catrick says, if you don't want the money, Buck,
I don't want to, but I'll
for
take
my father.
For the
I'll do
for
it
the ranch.
He'll be a steward, right, for the
yes,
money.
if only to save the ranch
And
more
save
than
the
anything
family,
else.
yeah?
Save the family, save the ranch.
He's doing the responsible job. Okay, I'll take the money if you don't want it.
I like that. Yes, he decided to do that, so Lotta's got to get him out of the way, right?
So Lotta kills him immediately.
God.
So and he's strung up his whole. Maybe does she kill the whole family?
What, Catrick's whole family or her?
Catrick's whole family.
No, just Catrick.
So how does she kill Catrick, and how?
It's got to be non-obvious in terms of it can't lead back to her.
But it could be lead back
ranching accident, like a piece of agricultural machinery, or
a
cow,
cow,
off a horse,
or gets rammed by some, by a bull, yeah.
Yeah,
let's say he's wrangling bulls, and he gets trampled.
Yeah.
To death.
Trampled. What it really is, what I'd like it to really be though is, in the classic tradition of old southern farming and agriculture, is the way that slaughterhouses used to operate. Which is a man with a big sledgehammer would just bring it down on the head of a cow, and
Lotta did that.
So, no, she didn't do it, but because with her wiles, her sexual wiles, there's a lot of men in the nearby dusty town. One of them is in this ex-slaughterhouse guy who fucking sledgehammers down into Catrick's head, but it looks like it's like a hoof from a cow that's hit him instead.
So he's what do you call it, a clue. This guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's an unclosed thread. What's the term for an unclosed?
A loose thread or a. No, what's it called? Yeah,
a loose end.
A loose end. Yes, yeah, tidy up loose ends. Yeah.
So the murder. So the farmhand.
The old
farmhand kills Catrick
with sledgehammer, leaving a loose end. Good idea.
Because obviously, she might have to kill him later.
Yeah.
Leaving loose end. Okay, so at this point, maybe this is, and that's the event that makes Buck take his position in the family more seriously. So it's like,
now you've lost a brother.
I really don't want this money now, especially because money,
it's killing everyone. Yeah,
anyone who wants to take the money. So maybe he goes to Bella and says, "Please, whatever it is, if you're gonna fake this will, don't put me in the fucking will. I don't want to be in the will. I just want to have my band." I just want to play shit fucking prog jazz music
and be arsey,
Yeah, I just I'll take some money, but I don't want anything to do with the family business anymore. You take control. So he's trying to get rid of it, because he doesn't want to die.
Yes, terrified of that. What it's doing, yeah.
So
let's
what happens next? Yeah,
I think we're moving towards a sense of climax now, right?
Not quite.
Okay, so the build up towards the climax. Let's say
more towards he needs to suddenly come face to face with Charlotte.
Yes, and he needs to kind of rally the troops, as it were, right?
So how does Buck or BC suddenly take his responsibility up at this point? He realises he's now, since Catrick's dead, nobody's going to take responsibility for the family.
It's got to be finding out that Lotta's behind this, that she's actually literally killing his family members and killing.
So how does he find that out? So maybe
you mentioned the loose end of the farmhand who killed Catrick with the sledgehammer, right? So maybe the autopsy report suggested that the blow to the back of the head came from a kind of an upwards angle, and that it
can't possibly have been a cow.
Can't have been a cow, because otherwise he would have had to been kneeling down. The cow would have had to have jumped in the air and then came down.
Yeah.
So what?
So that's the first clue, and then when he's playing like one of his shit gigs in like the local town.
Yes.
The farmhand comes up to him and is, or says, "I need to talk to you."
Yeah.
Right, and then he talk to me after the show, and he says, "I'll talk to you after the show."
Yeah.
And then the farmhand is dead.
Yeah, like that.
Right. Farmhand's found dead, and he's like, "Oh fuck. I need to sort out this family. Who's doing this?" And so he runs back home.
Who's the only person he can trust? Really, it's Ella, isn't it?
It's Ella. Definitely not his mum, but maybe he runs back to his mum. That's the first thing he does, right?
But by now she's too far gone. The pills have taken over her mind.
She's
fully.
fucked with pills, yeah.
Totally gone now. Got to go to Ella. And only one person.
So I think he goes to mum first, and then Ella's there.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Right. So Ella's being responsible, taking care of things, and he says, I think someone's trying to kill I think someone's trying to get the inheritance. Who could it possibly be?
Who could it be? I mean, presumably he's got to suspect,
So these two have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
What's their conversation?
It's got to prepare him for the end game, right?
So it's to prepare him to the fact. So it is Charlotte who's going. I feel like we need a kind of little twist here, by the way.
Yes.
But I think he's got to have a conversation with Ella here.
Yeah.
And Ella says, it's Charlotte behind all of this.
Yes.
Secretly, it's really Ella.
Ah, yes.
So he faces...
because this is the way for her, maybe, to...
turn all the money into the foundation.
Yes, and just collapse the father's empire.
Destroy this horrible,
the thing
evil
she
empire.
hates. Yeah, love it.
Exactly. So Charlotte...
Whereas Charlotte's just been trying to get the money. She's like, I just want the money. She hasn't killed anyone.
No,
she hasn't done
exactly.
anything. She's just naturally cruel, but not evil. You know?
Exactly. And so a horrible person that you
sure,
want to
but
know.
not the actual.
Whereas
evil person.
Ella's probably an overall decent person who did a terrible thing.
Yeah, for reasons she thought was correct.
Exactly.
Love it.
We have Lotta. So he's then forced into a confrontation with Lotta.
Yeah.
Right, so what is this? Because I like it being kind of, the whole story's been quite small and conversational.
Yeah.
So where do they have where does he confront Charlotta? Where does he confront her?
Good question.
What's she doing? She's got to be at her
She's
worst.
a socialite, right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
she's in downtown, whatever city it is, and wherever we are, downtown Dallas or...
Dallas, go with Dallas, fuck.
It is a very metropolitan city for these kind of socialites.
Yeah.
Okay, downtown Dallas, maybe a fundraiser.
Yeah, of course it's a
Because people love fundraisers like that, even if they don't care about the cause itself.
They surely don't.
Yeah.
It's about the event and getting seen.
Yeah. There's got to be something which reveals that she wasn't behind it. It's got to be something which leaves Buck in no doubt that she can't have been behind it, right?
Oh, right.
And what can that be? The farmhand, right?
He's dead.
And he's like, this farmhand came up to me. I know that I've seen you drinking with him. I've seen you flirting with him to get free drinks from him. And she's like, I haven't spoken to him in months. I'll tell you who I did see him with, though. I saw him with Ella Bella, whatever.
Oh, no. So, no, even deeper than that. You can go, she's drunk at the time, right? Charlotta is totally fucking off her face.
Yeah.
Right? And having drinks, and she's like, Ella's been sleeping with that farmhand since they were kids. They've had an on and off secret relationship since they were kids.
Oh.
And then she just passes out, and and she can, and Buck BC, and he's probably becoming Buck at this point.
Becoming more Buck, yeah.
He realizes that she was telling the truth. And he sort of shakes her awake, and stuff like that. Are you serious? Are you telling the truth? This kind of thing. And she's like, yeah, and he believes her, right, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there's some proof for some reason that she wasn't somewhere that he finds out.
I like the idea, actually, rather than the whole, Ella and this farmhand were sleeping together since she was young.
Yeah.
Which is fine, it's dirty and it's good, but to make it more tied into what we've already, the tools we've got, this farmhand was an old slaughterhouse farmhand, whatever, kind of worked on maybe he worked on the family's ranch, ranching cattle, maybe slaughtering cattle for them, whatever it might be. He left to start his own business. He started his own ranch, right?
Yeah.
And like so many small businesses before, the father, Cavago, just totally ruined it, bought it out, destroyed it, whatever. Because he wanted his ranch to be the big cheese in town, the big dick swinging, right? So that's a reason. And then Ella's law practice tried to help him,
and
like
failed.
she does with it, and failed. So they both got a reason to take him down. The farmhand's like, this family.
Lotta reveals this information.
Yeah, that guy. Bella's pro bono law firm was helping that guy.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
Yeah. She's been helping him for years. And, Dad fucked him over.
Daddy's company fucked him over. You love that, right?
So it's just like...
And then Buck's like, shit.
And, do you know what we could do just to solidify it?
Yeah.
The next day Charlotta's found murdered.
Oh, no!
Right?
Oh, no, so there's no one left. No siblings left.
No, there's just Ella Bella,
and
Buck,
the
and Cataline, the mother figure.
Yes, the pilled-up mother... The evil, the newfound evil sister, and then just Buck. So
at the final confrontation, we're at it.
Yeah, okay.
So how does he confront Ella Bella?
Yes, I think it's got to be quite overly dramatic. it's a big southern lightning storm and the rains are coming down, right?
Yeah, yeah. And where is she? Is she?
I think
drawing up the will.
No, maybe that. But Catrick's gone. He was the guy running the ranch, right? So there's no one left to run the ranch officially.
Yeah.
Big lightning storm, lots of shit going down. The horses need to be brought in. The cattle need to be herded somewhere. So all hands on deck, and that includes Buck and Ella.
Helping out.
Right, they go help out. She's like, oh, okay, I'll help you. That's fine. And then maybe they're out in the middle of this big field. It's fucking muddy and sodden. The rain's coming down. The lightning's coming down. And there's a big confrontation, right? And I don't know, there's got to be something...
Well, I think it's got to be related to the will. And maybe while they're doing it, like something ridiculous, like the will falls out of her pocket. You know, or something...
Into the wet mud,
Into the wet mud, and he's
like...
Oh,
it didn't fall out. It'd be more active for her to just take it out and go, look, yeah, I fucking got it, yeah. Here's this fucking stupid precious will that everyone's talking about.
And she just destroys it.
Yeah, destroys it, yeah.
Destroys it in the mud and say, you know, you're not getting the money. Nobody's getting the money.
Yeah. And, you know, Daddy's dead, Mummy's mine is gone, Catrick's dead, Charlotta's dead, Will's gone, fuck you, Buck. You know, you never wanted anything.
Okay, and so what does he do? Does he kill her? I don't think he does. I don't see it, but I don't see Buck killing her.
No, I don't see that. You're right, yeah.
You know, how does he beat her, though? How does he overcome her? What's his magic power?
So the will's gone. There needs to be some way of him rescuing the whole thing, right? And I think actually the previously sneery, evil-seeming Crashford lawyer actually comes to the rescue. It's like, yeah, we can, because of the witnesses we had, we can redraw the will, something like that, or, you know. But the important thing is that Buck has to take it on.
Yeah.
And here's the way that Ella is what is defeated as the antagonist, right? Because what Ella wants is to just collapse Daddy's empire.
Yeah.
So what does Buck do? He actually takes on the will, does the thing and says, right.
So he just says, all right, fuck you.
I'm taking Daddy's position. I'll be in charge of the empire.
Yeah.
And it will continue.
Yeah, it's just, well,
I'll run
you.
it my way. I'm not going to fuck people over, but it will continue.
Yeah, it will
and
continue.
you won't have collapsed.
And I will have a sweet band. Okay.
Yeah, I'll have both my things. Yeah, and you'll have nothing.
And then cut to the epilogue, which is just him in a giant house hanging out with his bandmates.
Yeah, exactly. and, you know, while he's jamming with them, you know, various flunkies come in and get him to sign documents. So it shows that he is running the business, but he's also doing his creative shit, right?
Yeah, and does she get caught? Does Ella get caught for her crimes? Can it be proved?
Good question. Or is she just... Because her shtick, her approach to life is to be a good person.
But ruthlessly a good, by the
But
sound.
she's realised that she's actually a bad person. She's killed her sibling. She's killed her father. So
she gives herself up.
She gives herself up, yeah.
So when he says, I don't care, I'm going to the lawyer, okay, I'm not going to fulfil Dad's wishes. Right?
And she realises, it's her own realisation that does her in, really, isn't it?
I'm done now, that's it.
Yeah, okay.
Four.
What is the name of the story?
Okay. A Murder in the South.
Oh yeah, I was going to say Death in the Mud, you know.
Mud's a little
That's
First World
true,
War.
Yeah. What did you say?
Death in the Murder in the South. Well, like a very southern murder.
That's exactly it. Yes.
A very sudden murder.
I don't know why we're both writing it down. Then
Shall we
have to
shake hands? Very important. Well done.
I tip my hat to you,
Okay,
sir.
and cheers. We haven't chinked for a while. Okay, good
It's
to
not
chink.
bourbon, but it's whiskey, which is better than bourbon.
Okay, anyway, what would you do if your sister murdered
The rest of your
the
family.
rest of your family?
What would you do if you had to take on the responsibility of your father or your family, for sure?
Would you live in the Deep South?
What do you think of, the South in general? Would you live on a ranch?
Yeah. Could you ranch?
Should you ranch?
Anyway, wonderful hanging out with you guys, as always. Please, let us know what you think. Whether it be
In the
YouTube
comments.
send us an email.
If you'd like to flesh out the story, comment on YouTube or send us an email and tell us what you would do with the story to make it better or worse, if you'd like.
Yeah, visit us at www.speculationstation.com, thespeculationstation.com.
Fullstop.net, yes.
No.
You can find us on YouTube's, iTunes's,
Yeah.
Stitches, podcatchers.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and leave us reviews.
Because it really helps us out.
Yeah, it really does.
We don't like having normal jobs, so if you do that, we can not work so much as we do already.
Anyway, it's a pleasure as always. Come back next time for a new object.
And a new story.
Have fun, guys.
Bye.
Suck less.
See y'all.
Speculation Station.